Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing because we talk about the Mahdi, the Jal, Ya'JuJ and Ma'JuJ, the end of time, the Qiyamah very frequently. So again, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Now, what we have seen in the past is that Turkey, they have invented new technology. For example, they have actually manufactured a car, a homemade car like a SUV. And we have seen in the past also Turkey how they have developed their communication technology. Now, what Turkey is doing now is that they are actually launching a rocket into the space. Now, this video, inshallah, I will talk to you also another topic, which would be the Ya'juj and Ma'juj. And this hadith that I'll be sharing with you right after I finish with the topic about Turkey, this hadith that I'll be sharing with you is a Sahih hadith, and this will blow your mind away and will give you perhaps a kind of like uh, you know um, feeling about Ya'juj and Ma'juj that you never felt before. I don't know how to describe this feeling. It could be freakish, it could be something scary, but this definitely hadith will give you that feeling. You will be like wow. So inshallah, we'll share that hadith with you. And this hadith was not, I never found on any lecture. It was not mentioned. Literally, I never found anywhere this hadith. So this hadith is a gem, is something I'm sharing with you. Okay, so inshallah, we'll talk about that. But first, we want to talk about Turkey. As we know that Turkey says it will hold live fire exercises in the Eastern Mediterranean on September 1st and 2nd, which is today and tomorrow. The latest in a series of military drills that have fueled tensions with Greece. Turkey, what is very, very interesting, Turkey is saying that we are not backing down. Okay, we are going to go ahead and explore oil and gas from the sea, and we will not make any kind of concession, any kind of concession. We are not giving you any inch of our land, of our natural resources. This is how Turkey is behaving, which is very, very showing a lot of strength that Turkey has. It shows how determined they are, and it shows that Europe, the entire European countries, they are pretty much helpless against Turkey. You can imagine if it was UAE, Saudi Arabia, or other countries, European countries will just tore them apart. Just do it. How dare you talk about it? But it is Turkey, so you have to be careful. Turkey has drone technology, one of the other technologies I forgot to mention, drone technology, and they are very, very good with. They're very, very effective. Right now, they're launching this rocket into the space. But before we talk about that, let's read a little bit about tension between Greece and Turkey. The Turkish Navy issued the latest advisory known as a NAVTEX on Thursday, saying it will hold the shooting exercises in the Eastern Mediterranean off the coast of Iskenderun, northeast of Cyprus. Crazy stuff, right? The two NATO states have been locked in a bitter dispute over control of Eastern Mediterranean waters that escalated after Ankara sent a seismic survey vessel to the disputed region this month, a move that Athens, they call it illegal. Now, some of you have actually asked me this question, brother, how can Turkey be the ally with NATO? You have to understand these things. NATO ally is not a Christian ally. A lot of the people that think, well, these countries are non-Muslim, so you must be siding with the non-Muslims when you become a NATO ally. No, that is not the case. These are not this alliance was not formed to bolster Christian propaganda or agenda. It was formed because of mutual interest. NATO is there only for their own benefits, only for their own benefits. Against who? Against mainly Russia and China. So if you are part of NATO, you are being protected from many other countries, especially Russia and China. So when Turkey joined and you said you have problem with Turkey joining NATO, you should not have any problem because it's their own self-defense. Okay, even by joining, assalamu alaikum, Amina Sophie, walaikum assalam, sister. Even by joining the NATO, it doesn't really make any difference. European countries still are gonna treat Turkey like a trash. Okay, they can still do it, and they're doing it. So no, Turkey is not benefiting at all from by joining NATO. In fact, they are now. Last year, I believe in October, they started to think about pulling back from being a NATO ally. So no, Turkey is not super interested. At the same time, they also have to think about the self-defense, protection from Putin. Like what Putin does sometimes is very very erratic. He doesn't know sometimes what he is doing. He can go after anybody. Okay, that's my point. He can go after anybody. If he doesn't like you, he will go against you. And we have seen that when he sided with Assad, and that was not a good thing, but he did that. Turkey accused France. Now, this is very big. Turkey accused France of stoking tensions after Paris said it would join Italy, Greece, and Cyprus in 3-day air and sea military exercises in the Eastern Mediterranean. You can imagine one country, as I said, I just finished saying it, that European countries, they will treat Turkey like a trash. I just said it, and they're treating it. Now Italy, France, Greece, Cyprus, they all ganged up on Turkey, and Italy is a NATO member. So what's the benefit that Turkey is getting? Nothing. Saeed Ahmed, salamu alaikum salam. I will mention to you the hadith, inshallah, which book is actually the hadith that I'll be mentioning to you is, as I said, Sunan Ibn Majah, and this is a Sahih hadith. Okay, this is Sahih hadith. I'll talk to you about that in a second, inshallah. Turkish Defense Minister Hulusi Akar said Ankara would not be deterred by show of force, and to believe that it would be possible to thwart the Turkish armed forces operations with exercises and similar activities is nothing more than a pipe dream. And Akar said in an interview with a state-run Andolo news agency. So differences to the point here being is that Turkey is not going to buzzing at all. They will not buzz. You cannot push Turkey away. They are going to go there. They're going to explore more oil. And even if that means some kind of escalation, some kind of conflict with Greece, looks like they will do it. And that is because of Erdogan, because Erdogan is a tough leader. He's not other leaders who backs out, and he who flips flops. He doesn't do that. He is in there and he will do it. Now, very, very interesting to show how powerful Turkey is. Turkey's first domestic satellite launch vehicle on the way. Okay, this is in the news. Turkey's first domestic. I'm saying domestic. It's not international. Turkey doesn't depend on US or other countries for their technology anymore. It is a domestic satellite launch vehicle on the way. It says Roketsan pioneering the Turkish aerospace industry. Image courtesy of Roketsan. The SLV will be Turkey's first domestically produced rocket, and it will be capable of launching low Earth orbiting satellites to an altitude of 500 to 700 kilometer. That is insane. That is insane technology. Okay, that is insane technology. Turkey is launching rockets into the space now. They are now fighting with the European countries. You can gang up on Turkey. Turkey is not going to buzz. Unfortunate, as I mentioned in my other video, that the no Muslim countries are supporting Turkey. Very, very unfortunate, especially at this time when you need Muslim brothers and they turn their back on you. You remember it forever. Turkey will remember the behavior of these Muslim countries forever. And Turkey, with the gas, oil export, and whatnot, with the technology advancement, when they will reach, it's just a matter of time when they will reach to become the superpower of the region. They're already becoming a superpower of the region. Nobody can do anything without asking Turkey's permission or without letting Turkey know first. Nobody. Okay, so what is the reason Turkey shoot rockets in the sky? It's a fear tactic, or is it for testing? It's not a fear tactic. It's a rocket. They're shooting rocket in the sky because of a space program. Nothing to do with fighting. It's a space program that they're launching, and this is a domestically made satellite. Brother Saeed Ahmed, inshallah, I hope that this will answer your question. Now, The hadith that I want to share with you, Rasulullah SAW said about the Ya'JuJ and Ma'JuJ, and Sunan Ibn Majah, he reported it in the book. It was actually reported by um, Nawas bin Sa'man. Okay, bin Sa'man. He reported it from Rasulullah SAW. He said, the Prophet SAW said. Now listen to this, very very important. Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Sayukidul Muslimuna min kisiyah Ya'juza wa Ma'juza wa nusabihim wa atrisatihim sabasinin. Okay, Rasulullah SAW said the Muslims will use the bows and arrows. Okay, the bows and arrows and shields of Gog and Magog as firewood for 7 years. Okay, so first thing we find out in this hadith, Sayukidul Muslimuna min kisiyah Ya'juza wa Ma'juza. The Ya'juj and Ma'juj, when they will be here, the Muslim will use their bows and arrows and shields. Means these people, the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, will not have anything called rocket or aeroplane or like ships, warship, nothing. They will have only bows and arrows and shields. Means the world will go back to a stone age again, because we will destroy each other. And this hadith is very clear. If it was talking in a metaphorical way, the Prophet ﷺ would have mentioned some other things. Okay, some other things. For example, he would have used metaphorical words for fighter jets, right? But this hadith is very very simple and to the point. Just bows, arrows, and shields means basic stuff. So I take that this hadith literally, and the way we can interpret it as a lot of the scholars that did that is that if you take the literal interpretation of the hadith, it means we will go back to a stone age. We will not have what we have today, like guns and rockets and fighter jets and radar, things like that. Those things will not exist anymore. It will be a complete annihilation of our technology. There will be a time when it will happen, whether it is because of the whatever nuclear weapon they have, or whether it is because we will fight for a long time, doesn't matter, regardless. But we will end up having nothing but fighting with bows and arrows. And those bows and arrows will be used by Ya'juj and Ma'juj. They will have their own bows and arrows, obviously. And those bows and arrows, once they leave, the Muslims will be using them for 7 years. So first thing we find, Sayakudul Muslimuna min kisiyah Ya'juj and Ma'juj. And then it says, wa nusabihim wa atrisatihim sab'a sinin, as firewood. So the Muslims will be using those as a firewood. Basically means, what we understand is that there will be so much of them. They're like huge quantity of Ya'juj and Ma'juj and their bows and arrows and shields, like huge. 7 years Muslim will use that as a source of energy. When the Prophet said as a firewood, in today's modern term, the firewood means source of energy. For example, gas, electricity, oil, things like that. So those just bows and arrows, you can imagine how many of them it will be in number. Unbelievable. Like Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come out and they will fill the whole earth. Like it's a huge quantity. And their bows and arrows Muslim will use as a power, as a source of their energy for 7 years. It's unbelievable. Can you believe it? This is how Ya'juj and Ma'juj will be. And subhanAllah, it is possible, because if you take a look at the world population, it is growing at a very alarming rate. They have at an exponential rate, because we had only few billion people. Okay, now look at our number, 7 billion. We are 8 billion, and we will be reaching in 10, 15, 20 billion in no time. It's a lot of people. And Ya'juj and Ma'juj, these are not like, the hadith never talks about them being a animal or something like that. They're human being. We do not know where they are, because it could be Allah Azza wa Jal. Number one, Allah Azza wa Jal, He doesn't want us to know right now, because then we will be worried. Imagine if Allah told us in the Quran, or the Prophet said in the Hadith, about the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, where they are. today's Muslim will be looking for them, and we will even go and bother them, and they will, it will just create a much bigger problem. So the wisdom for Allah Azza wa Jal not to tell us where Ya'juj and Ma'juj is that Muslims can relax. Wallahi, Muslims can relax. But again, at the same time, the Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned there is a hole that was open by Ya'juj and Ma'juj. So yes, Muslim can relax, but at the same time, we need to be aware of them, that they are coming and they can come anytime by the permission of Allah Azza wa Jal, right? So again, at the same time, if you take a look at the number of human being on earth, it's just growing exponentially. It's like lot of them, lot of us. So when Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come, what makes you think they will not be in huge quantity, right? So subhanallah, this hadith talks about how we will be using as the energy source, the source for energy after Ya'juj and Ma'juj will leave this earth. This is incredible stuff, dear brothers and sisters. We are living at a very confusing time, dangerous time indeed. We do not know where Ya'juj and Ma'juj is. That should also at the same time make us worry about their coming. The conspiracy that is going on, the attack against the Muslims going on. We need to be aware of all of this, so that we are prepared. We're not sleeping. Unfortunately, the Muslim Ummah right now, we are all sleeping. Wallahi, we are sleeping, and we need to wake up before Ya'juj and Ma'juj will come out, before they wake up, and then they come and get rid of us. Amina Sophie, why is France in Lebanon? Any thoughts? Of course, Sister Amina, I mentioned that actually in my other video. The reason Macron, France, is in Lebanon is because they have like a colonial ambition in Lebanon. They want to dictate. They want to dominate. They don't want to dominate militarily, but they want the people of Lebanon to follow Western lifestyle. They call Beirut the Paris of the Middle East. This is how it is. And France feels they have a country, a population who follow their way of life, and so France feels that they need to work on it more to make them one day all Christian. France, Macron, they are very aggressive in dealing with Lebanon, and they think that Lebanon is part of France, and they want to impose French laws there one day and ban hijab. Wallahi, France is not there for a good reason. And Turkey warned everybody that Macron should not be going to Lebanon. What do you have to do with a different country? Like, why you go there? Like, you should not be doing it. You only do it because you have some ulterior motive, right? You have something in your plan that in the future we will turn Lebanon into part of France. At least make them follow our way of life and let them drink, let them have bars, smoke hookah, smoke marijuana. Like everything you see in France will happen in Lebanon. That's the goal. And they want to protect and care for Lebanon because the Lebanese people, they forgot about Islam. They forgot about religion. So what do you think what will happen? If you give up your religion, Shaitan will come to help you, because Allah is not helping you. You can get help either from Shaitan or Ar-Rahman. But there has to be somebody who will protect you. Every country in the world, either they're being held by Shaitan or Ar-Rahman. There is no way, there is no middle ground. Every country is linked to something else, to somebody else. And that somebody could be Shaitan or Rahman. So Lebanon, what they're doing right now, they've sided with Shaitan. If you take a look at I'm not talking about all the Lebanese people. There are many Lebanese people I met personally. They're wonderful. They're very good, very religious, mashallah, very good. I'm not talking all of the Lebanese people. Just the people who are following and the Western lifestyle and who forgot their own religion. I'm talking about them. And that number is increasing, unfortunately. And that is also because of the unemployment, the economic situation of the country. So inshallah, I will let you go, guys, here. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, consider subscribing, share this video, and inshallah, I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.